Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating success stories in tech, the complete history of Google Cloud Platform. From a simple search engine to a $26 billion cloud empire, this is a story of innovation, competition, and technological revolution. So grab your favorite beverage, hit that subscribe button, and let's explore how Google transformed from organizing the world's information to powering the world's businesses. Let's get started. Before we jump into the history, let's quickly understand what Google Cloud Platform actually is today. GCP is Google's comprehensive suite of cloud computing services that runs on the exact same infrastructure that powers Google Search, Gmail, YouTube, and Google Maps. Think about that for a moment. When you search on Google, you're using the same underlying technology that major corporations use to run their businesses. Today, Google Cloud serves millions of users across more than 200 countries and territories, making it the third largest cloud provider globally, right behind Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure. But here's what makes this story incredible. It all started because Google had to solve their own problems first. Our story begins in 1998 when Larry Page and Sergey Brin founded Google in a garage in Menlo Park. But here's the thing, they had no idea they were laying the foundation for one of the world's largest cloud platforms. In the early 2000s, as Google's search engine grew explosively, they faced a problem no one had solved before. How do you store and process information at internet scale? Traditional databases and storage systems simply couldn't handle the massive amounts of data Google was indexing every day. So they invented their own solutions. In 2003, they created the Google File System, or GFS, a revolutionary way to store data across thousands of computers. Then came MapReduce in 2004, which changed how we think about processing big data. And in 2006, they published their research on Bigtable, which became the foundation for modern NoSQL databases. Here's the key insight. Google realized that if they were having these problems, other companies would too. And that's when the light bulb went off. Maybe they could offer these solutions to everyone else. Google's first step into the cloud wasn't actually called cloud computing. That term was just becoming popular. In 2006, they launched Google Apps, which we now know as Google Workspace. This was revolutionary because it moved office productivity tools from desktop software to the web. But the real game changer came in 2008 with Google App Engine. This was Google's first true platform as a service offering. For the first time, developers could deploy web applications without worrying about servers, scaling, or infrastructure management. App Engine would automatically handle everything. If your app suddenly got 1 million users, it would scale up automatically. If traffic dropped, it would scale down. Initially, App Engine only supported Python, but Google quickly added Java and other programming languages. This was Google's first major shot across the bow in what would become the Cloud Wars. While Google was building App Engine, Amazon was quietly revolutionizing cloud computing with Amazon Web Services. By 2008, AWS had already launched EC2 and S3, giving them a significant head start in the infrastructure as a service market. Then in 2010, Microsoft jumped in with Windows Azure, now known as Microsoft Azure. Google suddenly found themselves in third place in a race they helped start. But instead of panicking, they played to their strengths. While Amazon focused on raw computing power and Microsoft leveraged their enterprise relationships, Google doubled down on what they did best: data, analytics, and developer tools. In 2012, Google Compute Engine entered private preview, marking Google's serious entry into the infrastructure as a service market. But Google had a secret weapon. Their network infrastructure was simply superior to anything else available. This would become one of their biggest competitive advantages. March 2013 marked a pivotal moment in cloud computing history. Google Cloud Platform officially launched. This wasn't just another cloud service. This was Google throwing down the gauntlet and saying, we're serious about enterprise cloud computing. The launch included 4 major services that would define Google's cloud strategy. First, Google Compute Engine provided virtual machines that could scale to meet any demand. Second, Google Cloud Storage offered object storage that could handle exabytes of data. Third, Google Cloud SQL provided managed relational databases. And fourth, this was the real showstopper, Google BigQuery. BigQuery was unlike anything else in the market. It could analyze billions of rows of data in seconds, not hours or days. Imagine being able to query a database with 1 trillion rows and get results in under 10 seconds. That's what BigQuery offered, and it was powered by the same technology Google used internally for their own data analysis. This launch established Google's strategic vision. They weren't just offering computing resources, they were offering Google's expertise in data, analytics, and machine learning to every business in the world. The period from 2014 to 2016 was when Google really flexed their innovation muscles. In 2014, they launched Google Container Engine, which we now know as Google Kubernetes Engine, or GKE. But more importantly, they open-sourced Kubernetes, and this decision changed the entire software industry. Let me explain why Kubernetes was so revolutionary. Before Kubernetes, deploying and managing applications across multiple servers was incredibly complex. Kubernetes made it simple to deploy, scale, and manage containerized applications across thousands of machines. Today, Kubernetes is the de facto standard for container orchestration, and it's used by virtually every major cloud provider. In 2015, Google made another game-changing move by open-sourcing TensorFlow, their machine learning framework. This wasn't just about being generous to the developer community, it was a strategic masterstroke. By making TensorFlow free and open-source, Google accelerated the adoption of machine learning while positioning themselves as the go-to cloud for AI workloads. Then in 2016, they launched Google Cloud Functions, entering the serverless computing space. The message was clear: Google wasn't just catching up to AWS and Azure, they were setting the pace for innovation. The key to Google's strategy during this period was their open-source approach. By giving away their innovations, they drove industry adoption while creating a strong ecosystem around their cloud platform. By 2016, Google realized they had a problem. They had incredible technology, but they were still struggling to win over large enterprise customers. Amazon and Microsoft had much stronger relationships with big businesses, and Google's developer-first approach wasn't enough to crack the enterprise market. Enter Diane Greene, a legendary figure in enterprise software and co-founder of VMware. Google brought her in as Senior Vice President of Google Cloud, and she immediately began transforming Google's approach to enterprise customers. Under Greene's leadership, Google made massive investments in their enterprise sales team, improved their security and compliance certifications, and began focusing on hybrid and multi-cloud solutions that enterprises actually wanted. They started winning major customers like Spotify, Snapchat, and other high-profile companies. In 2018, Google made another crucial leadership change, bringing in Thomas Kurian as CEO of Google Cloud. Kurian came from Oracle, where he had spent 22 years building enterprise software. This signal was clear: Google was getting serious about competing for enterprise customers. The results were immediate. Google Cloud revenue began accelerating significantly, and they started being taken seriously in enterprise sales cycles where they had previously been excluded. While Google was building their enterprise capabilities, they were also doubling down on their biggest competitive advantage: artificial intelligence and machine learning. From 2017 to 2020, Google established themselves as the clear leader in AI-powered cloud services. The centerpiece of this strategy was Google Cloud AI and machine learning services. But Google didn't just offer AI tools, they democratized them. With AutoML, a business analyst with no programming experience could build and deploy machine learning models. This was revolutionary because it meant companies didn't need teams of PhD data scientists to leverage AI. Google also developed specialized hardware for AI workloads called cloud TPUs, or tensor processing units. These chips were specifically designed for machine learning tasks and offered incredible performance improvements over traditional processors. When you needed to train a machine learning model that would take weeks on regular hardware, cloud TPUs could do it in hours. In 2019, Google launched Anthos, their hybrid and multi-cloud platform. This was Google's answer to the reality that most large enterprises don't want to put all their eggs in one cloud basket. Anthos allowed companies to run applications consistently across Google Cloud, on-premises data centers, and even other cloud providers. Then came 2020 and the COVID-19 pandemic. Suddenly, every business needed to accelerate their digital transformation. Google Cloud was perfectly positioned for this moment with their AI capabilities, collaboration tools, and scalable infrastructure. This period saw explosive growth in cloud adoption, and Google Cloud was a major beneficiary. The period from 2021 to 2023 has been about proving that Google Cloud is not just innovative, but also a reliable, scalable business partner. In 2021, Google Cloud revenue exceeded $13 billion annually, showing that their enterprise strategy was working. Google formed major partnerships with enterprise software giants like SAP and Oracle, making it easier for large companies to migrate their existing systems to Google Cloud. They also made significant investments in sustainability, committing to carbon-neutral operations, something that's increasingly important to enterprise customers. In 2022, Google continued expanding their industry-specific solutions. They developed specialized offerings for healthcare, retail, and financial services, recognizing that different industries have unique needs and compliance requirements. But perhaps most importantly, 2023 marked the beginning of the generative AI revolution, and Google was ready. They integrated generative AI capabilities across their cloud platform and launched Vertex AI, a comprehensive platform for managing the entire machine learning lifecycle. This period also saw continued expansion of Google's global infrastructure, with new regions and availability zones coming online regularly. The message was clear. Google Cloud wasn't just a technology company anymore. They were a global infrastructure provider. Let's talk numbers, because the scale of Google Cloud today is absolutely mind-blowing. Google Cloud holds approximately 10% of the global cloud market, making them the third largest cloud provider after AWS and Microsoft Azure. Their annual revenue has grown to over $26 billion as of 2022. From a global infrastructure perspective, Google Cloud operates in 35-plus cloud regions with over 106 availability zones, serving customers in more than 200 countries and territories. To put this in perspective, when you use a Google Cloud service, your data could be processed in a data center in Iowa, Singapore, or Belgium, whichever is closest to you for the best performance. From a customer perspective, 60% of Fortune 500 companies now use Google Cloud in some capacity. Their customer applications serve over 1 billion end users worldwide. Think about apps like Spotify, Snapchat, or Pokemon Go. When you use these services, you're actually using Google Cloud. Google now employs over 100,000 people supporting cloud operations, making them one of the largest technology employers in the world. So what makes Google Cloud different from AWS and Microsoft Azure? Let me break down their unique competitive advantages. First, their network infrastructure is simply superior. Google operates one of the world's largest and most advanced networks, with premium-tier networking that offers the lowest latency connections between regions. When milliseconds matter for your application, this makes a real difference. Second, their data analytics capabilities are unmatched. BigQuery can analyze petabytes of data in seconds, Looker provides business intelligence at scale, and their advanced analytics tools are powered by the same technology that processes Google's own data. Third, their artificial intelligence and machine learning capabilities are industry-leading. TensorFlow is the world's most popular machine learning framework. Vertex AI provides end-to-end ML lifecycle management, and their pre-trained models can add AI capabilities to any application with just a few lines of code. Fourth, their commitment to open source has created a massive ecosystem of tools and integrations. Kubernetes, TensorFlow, and other Google innovations are used by millions of developers worldwide. Fifth, their sustainability commitment is genuine and measurable. Google has been carbon neutral since 2007 and is committed to running on carbon-free energy by 2030. And finally, their security capabilities are built from decades of protecting Google's own services from sophisticated attacks. When you use Google Cloud, you're protected by the same security systems that protect Gmail and Google Search. Let's quickly recap the major milestones in Google Cloud's journey. It all started in 1998 with Google's founding. 2006 saw the launch of Google Apps, their first cloud service. 2008 brought App Engine, their first platform service. 2013 marked the official launch of Google Cloud Platform. 2014 was huge with Kubernetes being open-sourced. 2015 brought TensorFlow to the world. 2016 saw Diane Greene join to lead enterprise efforts. 2018 brought Thomas Kurian as CEO. 2019 launched Anthos for hybrid cloud. 2021 hit the $13 billion revenue milestone. And 2023 began the integration of generative AI across their platform. Each of these milestones represents not just Google's evolution, but the evolution of cloud computing itself. Google hasn't just been a participant in the cloud revolution, they've been one of its primary architects. So what's next for Google Cloud? The future looks incredibly exciting, and it's centered around several key areas. First, generative AI integration is happening across all Google Cloud services. We're not just talking about chatbots, we're talking about AI that can write code, analyze data, create content, and solve complex business problems. Google is embedding these capabilities into every aspect of their cloud platform. Second, their sustainability goals are ambitious and measurable. Google is committed to running on carbon-free energy by 2030, and they're helping their customers reduce their own carbon footprints through more efficient cloud services. Third, industry-specific solutions are becoming more sophisticated. Instead of one-size-fits-all cloud services, Google is developing deep expertise in healthcare, financial services, retail, and other vertical markets. Fourth, edge computing and IT are major focus areas. As more devices become connected and applications require real-time processing, Google is expanding their infrastructure to the edge of the network. Fifth, quantum computing research and development continues. While still experimental, Google's quantum computing efforts could revolutionize certain types of computational problems. And finally, their partner ecosystem continues to grow with more integrations, marketplace offerings, and third-party services built on Google Cloud infrastructure. Google Cloud's journey from a search engine's internal infrastructure to a $26 billion cloud platform is one of the most remarkable stories in technology. What started as Google solving their own problems has evolved into solutions that power businesses around the world. The key themes throughout this journey have been innovation, open-source leadership, and a relentless focus on solving real problems with technology. Google didn't just build another cloud platform, they reinvented how we think about data, analytics, machine learning, and application deployment. Their commitment to open source has accelerated innovation across the entire industry. Kubernetes has become the standard for container orchestration. TensorFlow has democratized machine learning. These contributions have benefited everyone, not just Google's customers. Looking ahead, Google Cloud is positioned to lead the next wave of cloud computing evolution. With their AI-first approach, global infrastructure, and commitment to sustainability, they're not just participating in the digital transformation, they're defining it. The story of Google Cloud represents the democratization of Google's technological innovations for businesses worldwide. From a garage in Menlo Park to data centers around the globe, it's a testament to what's possible when you combine brilliant engineering with ambitious vision. That's our deep dive into the history of Google Cloud Platform. What's your favorite Google Cloud service? Are you using any of these technologies in your own projects? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tech deep dives. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any new content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.